So a lot of stuff's happened the past few weeks that makes even the most savvy investors kind of nervous, from tariff threats to the largest stock sellout since 2020 to homes staying on the market longer than they should, all of which is scary. But today in this video, we're going to go over all of it and help you understand the difference between what's going on in the national news and what's going on locally in order to make the best decision for you. So we'll go over some statistics of San Diego County so you kind of get an idea of how things are trending. We'll go over the infamous mortgage rates, and then we'll go over the least expensive home and the most expensive home. And at the end, I'll give you a couple tips and tricks. So depending on if you're buying or selling, you know which way to go. All right, first up, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's start with inventory, since everybody's always asking about inventory. So if you see here, we actually had an increase again of inventory by 31.5% year over year. So from 2024 to 2025, 2024, the amount of homes or inventory of homes was 2133. And then last month in March, we had 2804. So significant increase. And you see from 2023 to 2024, it was slightly increasing, a big jump from 2024 to 2025. Now, month over month, when you slide over here, you can see we're back to right around we were in November area timeframe, where we had a little over 2,800 homes or so, and now we're back to it. So we're getting into that spring summer movement. So I mean, nothing too crazy. I've said it every market update, if you've been paying attention. If not, you should. That although inventory is increasing, at what point do we in San Diego need it to get to so we see some price reductions? We'll see. Stay tuned because we're going to hit median sales price coming up. But as for condos and townhomes, for the month of March, it was 22,082 homes, which was a 60.9% increase year over year. So if you see, you went from 1,200, almost 1,300 homes in 2024 to over 2,000 homes in 2025. Huge jump. What's spurring people to put their homes for sale? Well, honestly, it's multiple factors, and anyone can guess. And if you read the news, you'll see a lot of people guessing at this. But if you want Ian's guess, this is right around the time people have owned their homes, especially the ones in the 2019, 2020. They've owned their homes for 5 years. So right around then is when people start to make moves and want to upgrade and do all that. We had a slight interest rate reduction, so people were maybe excited to maybe upgrade their purchase. I don't know. But as always, if you didn't watch my last market update, in San Diego, we have this issue where we are kind of boxed in, right? So we have Camp Pendleton to the north. We have obviously TJ and Mexico to the south. We have, desert and Borrego Springs and all the mountain ranges into the east. So as you can see, we're building inland. And then we have that big blue body of water on the west where obviously you can't build homes in the water. So we're kind of locked in, landlocked, I guess you can say it. And there's not a lot of place for us to build new homes. So we got to rely a lot on resale. And with interest rates going crazy, a lot of people can't afford the home they live in. So why would they sell? So next we have homes days on market, right? So you kind of see homes have been staying on the market slightly longer than they have. Let me get this out of the way. Than they have in the past. So if you look here for single family homes, we had 33 days on the market, which is actually pretty good. And remember, this is an average, not median. I don't know why out of all the stats that they do median for everything else but average. So when we go over the most expensive homes, you'll see like they stay on the market for like a year or two. So that skews the average. But 33 days on average for single family homes, which is 10% increase. So slower, 10% slower than this time last year. So you see 2024 is only 30 days average across all of San Diego County. For condos and townhomes, it actually dropped by 2 days month over month to 39 days, which is still 30% slower than it was last year. So if you look over here, attached, it was 30 days as well. So single family homes and condos would stay on the market for around 30 days. And now 39 days and 33 days on average. Once again, this is San Diego County as a whole. Your individual little neighborhood and area zip code function differently. So if you have any questions about what you should expect, whether you're buying a home and how long you should, you see a home on the market, if it's, a good opportunity or not, or if you're selling, how long you expect your home to stay on the market, reach out to me, or to be honest, any realtor. They can kind of break it down through the MLS for your particular neighborhood. But this is average overall. So you've seen this trend. If you look back for the past couple of months, if you look back in July, we were at 28 days, and the the shortest time on market for days on market was here in April 2020, in April 2024, 26 days. So let's see, if we go into next month, which is going to be April, this month that we're currently in, and we tune back in May. So, May, when I cover April, let's see how it pans out. If it's continually stay slower overall, it shows that homes are just staying on the market longer. And they all, remember, all these stats kind of correlate to each other, but with interest rates being high and, people being uncertain, homes stay on the market. That, and aside with people not pricing their home correctly. I'll add a bonus metric in here today so you guys can see. It's called percentage of original list price received, which is a kind of basically how much you list your home for versus how much it sells for. We'll get to that one next, but let's go on to everybody's favorite median sales. Oh, there it is right there. Let's knock it out since it's right here. So percentage of original list price received. So basically what you list your home for versus how much it sells for. So right now for single family homes, we're at 98.8%. So let's just say 98%, make it easy. So if you sell your home for $1 million, you get 980,000. So whatever people are listing their homes for, they're getting 1.2% less. Now, if you look year over year, last year, people were getting over asking on average across the entire county, over the asking price. But now things are slowing down. Homes are staying on the market longer. People are getting less than their list price. Now, there's multiple factors that go into this. Once again, too, if you watch any of my other videos, the classic death spiral where agents are competing to get your listing and they promise you an unrealistic expectation, and you're full well knowing that your home's going to sell on the market. That still happens a lot. So just as the real estate market is competitive, the real estate agent market is competitive, and everybody's trying to get your listing. So they're going to promise you the world, knowing in the back of their mind, they're just going to reduce the price every 2 weeks. And we see that here. So good frame of reference. Understand that if you do price your home accordingly, it will move faster. So just make sure you try. If it sounds too good to be true, and someone's just blown out of the water, or they're just quoting Zillow's estimates, throw up the bullshit flag, and you're going to end up paying more for it, as you can see here. Start less than slightly under market price creates. So there's a study that was done that people that listed their home 1 to 2% under market value actually sold it for more than those that listed it for over market price and hoped that something would come in. So the notion that, hey, start high and then slowly decrease, people just sit and watch, right? Think about when you're buying your home. When you were buying your home, you're looking at all the different homes and seeing what homes were on the market for how long. And, if a home stay on the market or you saw a bunch of price decreases, you start thinking like, ooh, how low can they go? So if you're selling your home, realize that. Now, if you're buying a home, also realize that a lot of these homes are being sold for under list price. So you heard it here first. Let's see here, go up. All this average sales price doesn't matter. Median sales price. Let's move over here. So the median sales price for single family homes is $1,083,750. $1,083,750, which is actually 3.2% more than this time last year. So you see over here on the bar, last year, 2024, in March, it was $1,050,000. So we went up $23,750. So it's a 3.2% increase. Home prices aren't dropping. Now, this is where we differentiate national news and San Diego news, right? So if you look up here, last April, we had a 14%, almost 15% increase year over year. So it means homes appreciated by almost 15%. So it's less than that, which is good. We want that, right? Having 15% return is, it's not sustainable. So it's going down. So you see the appreciation of the homes is going down. Is it going to keep slowing down? I don't know. only time will tell. I will say the tariffs aren't going to help. Inflation is not going to help. Interest rates going up are not going to help. But at this moment, there's a lot of places in the United States outside of our America's finest city that is seeing home prices go down. And I know for us, that's kind of a not common thing. People freak out here that we're having three, what 8% appreciation in October, which is kind of a slow time, 6% damn near in December. Like, oh my God, real estate market's crashing. No, we're just in San Diego. We're just used to 15%. So cooling off, I would say it's kind of a bad, I don't know, word. Think of it more as normalizing. The market rate, the market home prices are normalizing to a sustainable level. If home prices appreciate by 2 to 3% every year, that's something we can get behind. If it stays at 15%, no one can ever buy homes, and it just creates this cluster. You can't buy a home, and then if you go sell your home, you can't buy the next one. It just doesn't work. Now, for condos and townhomes, you can see here, even on this graph, it's even more illuminating. But we only had median sales price was $679,950, which is only a 1.5% increase year over year. So I think last year was 670. Now median sales price was 679, almost 800,000. So it only went up by 30 grand. And once again, take this with a grain. We're sitting here complaining that a condo or townhome only appreciated by $30,000 in 1 year. That's a San Diego thing that we're doing, but yes, it's going down slower. And you can see the same thing in December. December only had a 1.5% increase year over year, and same with November, only had a 0.8. So our condos and townhouse kind of stalling out. Too early to tell. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity if you want to get your foot in the market. A good starter home, it's fantastic, affordable way to get a deal in San Diego. But also you have to realize too, a thing that's a factor that's playing into this too is the whole insurance conundrum. If you remember, a lot of HOAs and stuff lost the insurance based on the California chaos, which made a lot of homes not be able to sell. And like I got my home in Rancho Bernardo for a deal because they had lost their home insurance. My condo was on the market for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months, which is unrealistic up here in Rancho Bernardo. But that plays a factor. And once again, too, a lot of people who are in this price range are really affected by mortgage rates, and with them going all over the place, affects the condo market. So overall, if you're thinking about buying a starter home or you're trying to get your feet wet, condos and townhomes are probably where it's at. Median home price for single family homes still going up. Will we see relief? Check back next month. Shameless plug. So speaking of mortgage rates, let's go and check them out. So you see here the mortgage rates remember, this is as of April 10th, right? They update weekly every Thursday. So next one's coming out. So yeah, you see for the past, I think, month, we stayed under 7%, which was crazy, but we had a slight uptick. So this is what happened, right? People are all complaining, and this is the probably meat and potatoes, basic economics. I promise I won't put you to sleep. So when the president, and this is not political, brought up the whole tariff thing and how much he's going to, tariff people and all that kind of stuff, it brought a lot of uncertainty into the market. So what we saw was the largest stock sellout since 2020, the largest stock sellout in 2020. So people got scared and they went and they sold $2.4 trillion in 1 day. Biggest losses, I think, is March 2020. Since March 16th, 2020. So people got nervous because tariffs are rough on inflation and cost of goods, so all that stuff, overhead costs. I don't want to bore you, but essentially, people got nervous because of the tariffs thing, and we lost 2.4 trillion. That means people sold their stock. So what do people do? They sell their stock. They go and they buy bonds. So they went and bought bonds. Bonds function differently than stocks, whereas stock, more people buy, the price goes up, more people sell, the price goes down, direct correlation to supply and demand. Bonds, on the other hand, work a little bit different, where you can more people that purchase the bond, the more the price of the bond goes up, like stocks, but the yield goes down. And mortgage rates reflect on the yield. So that's why you saw that dip probably earlier this week. So the dip was, I think, we'll find out this next week. And if you want to see weekly or bi-monthly updates for all this stuff, join my newsletter. It's called San Diego Scoop. I think we have like 1,000 plus San Diegans that join. Even if you're not from San Diego and you just want to see, interesting articles and funny memes, links in below. You'll enjoy it. Everybody likes it, and respond, because whatever you like and you tell me like, or questions you have, usually put in the newsletter. But so coming next week, we'll probably see the little divot. It'll be here. But remember, as I said before, uncertainty directly correlates to fast changes, right? So the market self-imposing itself, right? Everybody get nervous, selling off stock, buying bonds, bond yield goes, down, mortgage rates in turn go down. But tariffs are a long, slow death. Another way to put it. So as we put more tariffs on incoming goods, it's going to drive the cost of everything up, right? So basic economics. As the price of goods go up, right, whether cars, whatever, cell phones, whatever, maybe materials to build homes go up, causes inflation. One of the levers that the Fed uses to offset inflation is the Fed rate. So as that ticking time bomb goes up of inflation, the Fed is going to have to click up the borrowing rate in order to staff off what's called hyperinflation. If you've ever been to Thailand or some other country where it's 10,000 baht for a little bowl of noodles, that's hyperinflation. And we don't want that. So bottom line, prepare yourself. There might be more uncertain market shifts that are coming up, and you'll see random mortgage rate dips. And the best way to capitalize on it, whether you're a single family, whether you already own a home or you're looking to buy a home, is have your paperwork in. If your lender has all that stuff, they can lock you in when it goes down. Or if you're thinking about refinancing, be ready, because I think the rates dipped to like 5 under 6 for like a moment, and one of my clients didn't pick up the phone when the lender called him, and he missed on the window, because then rates went right back up and he missed his window. He could have got under 6. He ended up getting, I think, 6 point, I don't know, 2 or something like that. But be ready, be on the ready, and you can capitalize on it. Now let's go on to the cheapest home in San Diego. So everybody says San Diego is expensive. So this is the cheapest home in San Diego. It's in Lakeside. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 616 square foot condo, I believe, in Lakeside. So $275,000. Let's see what the HOA is. $300 HOA. So we go down. You see the mortgage calculator. Where the heck did it go? Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. Boom. So if you, let's change it a little bit. So let's say you're FHA and you put down 3.5%, and interest rates, let's go 7, always go up just in case. And there we go. Looks good. Your mortgage would be right around $2,600 for a 1-bedroom that you call your own, that you live in. So there are affordable options. Let's check it out. Oh, there we go. The Mac mouse scrolls opposite, and then the other mouse I use, mouse, scrolls the other way. So here's not bad for $275,000. Check it out. So that's what the cheapest house. Oh, excuse me. This was not taking into account like Borrego Springs and stuff. Somebody reached out to me like, "Hey, Ian, that's cheating." I'm like, Borrego Springs is not San Diego. Well, it is San Diego County, so I guess it is kind of cheating. So this is more not in the sticks. Yeah, $275,000. Now let's go to the most expensive. So here's the most expensive home. It's still the Sandcastle over in La Jolla, still $108 million. So anybody looking to buy and you watch my videos, I will love you forever. I'll even clean the pool. I'll live in the pool house. Um, but that would be cheating since it's going to be on the market for a while. Usually, think about it, who are you finding to buy a $100 million home? So I went for the next most expensive so I don't keep showing the same home for the next year. And here is the next most expensive home. This was actually listed by the Mr. Jason Berry. It's actually in Rancho Santa Fe. It's this gorgeous horse ranch, $85 million. Like Zestimate can't even, this property, I think it's on some ridiculous amount of acreage, 77 acres in the Covenant. If you're living in a neighborhood that's also has a scary movie named after it, it's nice. Once again, listed by one of my, I don't like a lot of agents, but Jason Berry, that dude is the LeBron James of San Diego real estate. Beautiful home, equestrian estate. I don't even want to look at the mortgage because you guys will throw up, but let's check it out. I don't even know what that is. I think it's what horses drink out of, which is, oh, yep, there we go. Look at that. So Rancho Santa Fe is kind of the hidden gem if you're not from here, right by Del Mar and all that. Gorgeous. Everybody knows La Jolla, like duh, La Jolla, but Rancho Santa Fe is where you get stuff like this, where it's 77 acres of a paradise for $85 million. You have your own tennis court. Jeez, I would buy horses just to come here. Look at that. He looks like if you get anybody who watched the show Tulsa, with Sylvester Stallone, it looks like the same one. It might be. You heard it first. Gorgeous. I don't even know what that is. Where the horses play, playpen for horses, whatever. Bottom line, second most expensive home in San Diego, $85 million. If you're ready to purchase it, for the love of God, just give me a call. It'll be phenomenal. I promise. I'll give you whatever you want. So lastly, we have my tips for if you're looking to buy or sell a home that's individual for you. So let's check this out. And I have a cute little thing for you if you want to download. So if a cauliflower can somehow become a pizza, then you can become a homeowner. This is my Gandhi, whatever motivational quote for you, because I don't know how they figured out how to make cauliflower pizza, and it's actually not that bad. But if that can become pizza, you can become a homeowner. You're welcome. So if you're buying, we talked about it a little bit earlier, condos and townhomes might be the best thing for you if you're trying to get in the market, right? If you can purchase a single family home, I get it. I'm going to do a video on the life cycle of homes. It's different here than it is in other places, right? Where if you're in a cheap area in the Midwest, your first home might be your forever home. You might be able to buy a 3 or 4 bedroom house out the gate as your first home and just live in it for 30 years. Unfortunately, in San Diego, not really a thing. Like, unless you have money, come from money, or you inherited something, it's hard to just jump into your first home being, $1.8 million. So in San Diego and other high cost living areas, usually people buy 3 to 4 homes during their life and utilize that equity to roll over to the next one. Stand by for the video for that. If inflation increases due to tariffs, the mortgage rates will likely, I don't know why I put likely, will follow. Like, it's just math, the way it goes. Best way to stay ahead of it is to be prepared and jump on an opportunity when it presents itself. Don't wait till you see an opportunity like, yay. And then by the time you get all pre-approved and all your documents in, that home's gone, the mortgage rates adjusted, whatever. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. For sellers, this one, a little bit more controversial. So if you haven't been paying attention, which 99% of you won't unless you're actively selling your home, there's this big beef going on between Zillow, Redfin now, and Compass. Compass is like the number one brokerage and sales volume, whatever, like biggest. And obviously Zillow and Redfin are behemoths with internet search. So the argument is that Redfin and them and Zillow's kind of started it, they don't like the fact that Compass, and I'm just saying Compass because they're the biggest offenders with their private exclusives. They don't like it when brokerages list the homes privately where so Compass agents have private exclusive where Compass agents can only see the houses that are for sale and only their clients can buy it. And they sell it as this like exclusive opportunity. But in reality, it's just Compass trying to keep all the commission in-house, because even if it's agent A with Compass and agent B with Compass and combined, whatever 5%, whatever 6%, whatever it may be, the commission split, they're getting commission splits from both agents. Whereas if it's one Compass agent and one insert brokerage here, they're only getting whatever goes off, what half of that is. So 2.5 to the buyer, 2.5 to the seller, the brokers aren't in between. So Compass is trying to get more. That's all it is. Let's call it spade a spade. Zillow, on the other hand, doesn't want that to happen, because think about their whole engine, their whole profit, and right or wrong. And I agree with them in this point. Exposure directly correlates to how much you sell your home for and how fast you sell it. So the notion behind making it private and exclusive doesn't buff out. Like, why would I only want other Compass agents and all? I'm restricting my demographic to buy my home very small. I want the most people to see it, because if I put my home in front of 1,000 people, I'm way more likely to find 20, 30 people that want to buy my house. If I put my home in front of 10 people, I narrow those odds. So you don't get bidding wars, you don't get, multiple offers, you don't get any of that. So I get that. Why it matters to you if you do think about selling the home, be careful and understand that they're both fighting for their own revenue share. It sounds like they're doing it for you, and Redfin and Zillow are trying to, for the buyer. On the flip side, Zillow's entire business plan is based off of charging agents a ton of money when you click that book now or schedule a showing button, like 40%. So they are charging these agents astronomical numbers. I don't do Zillow. I did it years ago, and I grossed out that I even did it. But they charge a ton of money for them to get that phone call from you, which is also not a good business model either, because now in the age of buyers representation agreements and buyers are on the hook for commissions if the seller doesn't negotiate. Now if the two offers, right, offer A and offer B, we're both trying to get the same home, and this one submits an offer for the Zillow agent does it for 3%, and then the same offer but now with agent commission 2%, 2.5%, they are going to beat you out every single time. And the reason why is when that agent is asking for 3%, which is kind of an old, outdated number, like no one even does that. Like I charge 2.5 max. It's not really 3%. It's really 1.8%, because they're giving 40% away from Zillow. So it narrows your margins. So be careful. Bottom line, if you're selling your home, be careful. Interview a ton of realtors and make sure that you ask about how that they're going to plan on listing your home, right? So you want it to be on Zillow and Redfin. You don't want to work with a Zillow Redfin agent, but you want to be on there because they have some of the highest search volume. I think it was like 13 million people a day use Zillow. So you want your home to be listed on Zillow. And on the flip side, you want to sell your home for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And if you want to buy a home, you want to be able to submit the most, the best offers you can. It shouldn't be contingent on the fact that your realtor's overhead is too high. They have to get paid a certain amount, otherwise they can't help you. Unless you just love the person. But if that's the case, you're a better person than me. I wouldn't pay me to do that. Like, it's crazy. Offering your home privately, and Compass agents are like a mob, and I'm going to get hate mail from this. Putting your home privately does not make logical sense. Don't do it. That's like the same thing as listing for sale by owner. Why would you do it? Doesn't make sense. So no matter how they try to spin it, more exposure equals more money for you in the shorter amount of time. And that's what you want. Don't get caught up in the mix. And when you're seeing all this news, always remember that the company is really the priority, no matter how they spin it to be like, oh, it's best for you. No, it's always about their bottom line. Very rarely, whenever you read these news articles, just think, what's in it for them? Like, it sounds cool, but how are they making money out? They're not doing it if they're not making money out. So hopefully that cleared some of the chaos for you. And if you have any questions, please like and subscribe and leave comments. I read them all and I'll answer it the next time. If you do think it's a great time to buy a home, you should definitely check out this video and learn how to save money for the infamous down payment and closing costs.